In this video, everything you need to know about going on holiday to the Costa Adeje in Tenerife. If you haven't booked yet, this is also a great video to see what to expect and if Costa Adeje is actually the right holiday destination for you or not. Also in this video, we're going to have a look at some tips that can save you loads of money, a few small things to watch out for, and a lot of tips that will make your holiday even better. Costa Adeje has many different beaches. Puerto de Colón beach for me is the least nice. It's kinda small and very often crowded, but I can see the appeal for families with small children as it is close to many hotels and has everything close by that you might need for a beach holiday with the kids and small soft waves sheltered from the ocean. Playa de Torviscas and Playa Fanabé I think are much nicer. They also are the bigger beaches in this area with some more upscale sun lounges, Balinese beds and beach clubs. You will find many snack places next to the beach as well as fun things for the kids like a mini golf area and even a daycare and what I would call like a play care center. My favorite beach in this area is the Playa del Duque, a nice little and more upscale feeling beach with some of the most soft and white sand in the area and also closest to some of the more expensive hotels in this area. So in the Costa Adeje in general you will find some of the nicest, biggest and most modern and newest hotels out there. I'm not going to cover this in this video because it would make it too long. However, if you are about to book your hotel but still quickly want a second opinion, know that I visited many of these hotels and you can always write me a quick email on this email address and I will be glad to figure out with you if this is really the right hotel for you or not. If you want to go clubbing or partying in the Costa Adeje, you will find some bars that will be open till late, but not many clubs. For the real clubbing and party nightlife, take a walk or a taxi to Playa de las Americas just next door, especially the Veronicas area that is the most active clubbing and nightlife in Tenerife. So one of these things you should definitely do when you're staying in the Costa Adeje is to go to the CM water park. It's really close by and also they have a free bus service going all over the Costa Adeje, so they come and pick you up for free. It's claimed to be one of the best water parks in the world. Well, I don't know this, but like I've been to a lot of water parks in Spain and this is definitely the nicest one I've been to. There's also another water park. I would not go there. It's cheaper, but it's a whole different experience. I would say pay a couple of euros more and go to the CM water park. It's going to be a unique experience, great for the entire family. I would definitely advise the CM water park. So one of these things you're always told when you go to Tenerife is that you have to go up Tide. I would say it's not anymore like this now. It's so busy, there's so many buses. I would not advise it. If you're going, go for the sunset or go for the night experience. These are really unique. It's really amazing views and it's very peaceful and quiet. So I would definitely advise if you go up Tide, first of all, take warm clothing, either if you're going in the day or the nighttime because it can get very cold, and either do like the sunset or the nighttime experience. It's really amazing. One of the things I would definitely advise when you're going to the Costa Adeje is to get a rental car, either at the airport preferably or in your resort. It's really cheap. You can get one for 10 or 15 euros a day if you rent it for an entire week, and this is fully all-inclusive, so all the insurance like zero excess. So one of the reasons I would advise this is, especially in the Costa Adeje, it can be quite much uphill that your hotel or your accommodation is. A lot of people don't understand this before going there, but a lot of the hotels are quite uphill. So if you have a car, it's really easy also to go to the bigger supermarkets, so you can do cheaper shopping. Or if you want to go to the other side of the island to see some of the parks there or the beaches there, or if you want to drive up Tide, for all of these reasons, it's really gonna pay off. It's a really good investment to rent a car for like 10 or 15 euros a day. If you want to rent a car at the Costa Adeje or at the airport, you can find all the companies I used on my website at checkedholidays.com/cars. Restaurants you will find all over the Costa Adeje, and there is a really large choice. With Playa de las Americas just next door and within walking distance, you have an even larger choice of restaurants. In both these areas, when going to any restaurant or just having a drink, watch out for the upselling, the wrong bill or any extra charges. I have been traveling all over Spain to hundreds of destinations, but in the Costa Adeje and the Playa de las Americas, this was the more prolific I have encountered. Many dishes are advertised very cheap outside, but then are served with like special sauces or something without you asking, that are billed separately. In some places the food is cheap, but then the drinks are extremely expensive to compensate. And one time while having a coffee, I was in a hurry and I wanted to pay, so I wanted to pay directly with the waiter to avoid any waiting, and he wanted to charge me €3.50 when I said this is kind of insane for this place and wanted to see a bill. It was only €2.15. So still the exact same coffee, or even better one in Santa Cruz, the capital, is only about €1 or so. So do be aware of these scammy type practices. So there's also 3 quick things I want to give you a little bit more of information and a warning about when going to the Costa Adeje. This is when traveling in the Costa Adeje, you might find a lot of flyers on the street. Just stay away from these. Most of the time they involve some kind of excursion that is really cheap, but what they don't say you, or sometimes they do mention it very slightly, is that you will have to go on a sales presentation for like 1 or 2 or 3 hours where they try to sell you loads of stuff. So stay away from this. The same also counts for when people approach you on the street, give you a lottery ticket, and suddenly you win something. This is most of the time that you are basically going to a timeshare sales presentation. So stay away from all of these things. You don't have to be dealing with any of this. So when you go to the beach in the Costa Adeje pretty much at least once on your holiday, but most likely more often, is that you're going to be approached by people who offer you free fruit. But as soon as you accept it, you have either taken too much or you were supposed to just look at it if you want it or anything like this. As soon as you accept it, basically you now owe them money. So basically stay away from these kind of things. You don't have to be dealing with it. If you offered any free fruit or any free food, just don't accept it. So the Canary Islands and Tenerife in general for many years had this reputation of having cheap electronics, and this is kind of true, but what is also true that the difference really ain't that much. It's all about sales tax. The sales tax is a little bit lower, but really it doesn't make so much of a difference. The reason you can find really good deals on Tenerife is because there's loads of like kind of shitty companies out there who will either sell you fake brands, or they will play tricks on your credit card, or they will upsell you things or get you through this whole kind of confusing sales thing, and you end up buying more than you need. Just don't deal with it. Stay away from any electronic shops in Tenerife. Buy it at home where you have a proper 2-year guarantee. At least if you're from one of the European Union countries, you will have a 2-year guarantee, which you may or may not get on the things you buy in Tenerife, depending on the shop you buy it in. So do know that Tenerife is a very nice place, but in all my videos I like to inform about the good and the bad things with the end goal of you having a better holiday. If you want to find all my videos covering Spain, Tenerife and other holiday destinations, that's about over 500 videos now. If you want to find all of them even more easy and be prepared and have a great holiday, then do know you can subscribe to the channel by simply clicking the subscribe button, and then you can find all my videos even more easy. So what is the best way to get you to the Costa Adeje? Well, this depends a little bit, but most of the time people will travel to the South Airport. There's also the North Airport on Tenerife, where you, depending on the country you're traveling from, you might find cheaper flights going there. So both are an option. Do know the North is a little bit further driving, so you will pay a little bit more on transport as well. But the one in the South is normally the closest one. So in this case, I'm going to talk about traveling from the South. A bus traveling from the South Airport will normally cost €4 and will get you there in 30 minutes, but do know that this is just to the main bus stop. A lot of the hotels are far away from the main bus stop, so I would definitely not advise this, because you will have to do a lot of walking or take another bus. A better option, I think, is to take a shuttle bus. They will actually drop you off at your reception. These are €5, so just €1 more, and normally the driving time is more or less the same. I would especially advise this if you're traveling to the Costa Costa Adeje with small children or people who are not that good at walking. So do also know that the taxi is also an option, 25 euros in the daytime or 32 euros in the nighttime or the weekend. The bus ticket you can just buy on the bus, it's very easy, but the shuttles you have to book before online because there's no option to book them in the airport, and the taxis I would advise them to book online, not to be stuck in a traffic jam and just have the meter run up. So you have a locked-in price if you book online. All the companies I used while traveling to Tenerife and when I travel to Tenerife still use, you can find on my website at checkedholidays.com/links. So when should you be visiting the Costa Adeje? Well, know that Tenerife basically has two different types of climates. One is winter time, it's November, December, January, February, March. And people in Europe have this understanding that this is the best weather they have on Tenerife, but it's not true. It is still great weather, however. It's one of the only places in Europe where you can find this great weather in these days. And this is also why it is that popular. The average temperature here is going to be a high of 21 degrees and a low of 15 degrees, but do know that there's going to be plenty of days where it's going to be much hotter than that as well. Rain, there's only going to be 5 days a month, so really not that much. It's about 1 day a week, and the sea temperature is 19 degrees, so not really warm, but plenty good for taking a dip. So when are the hottest summer months in the Costa Adeje? Well, these are May, June, July, August and September. These are typical summer beach holiday months. The average temperature is going to be on the high 25 degrees. So average high 25 degrees and on the low 19 degrees. So most of the time it's going to be much hotter than this as well. You're pretty much guaranteed not to see any rain if you're only coming for a week or 2 weeks, because it's only going to rain 1 day a month, and the sea temperature is going to be around 22 degrees, which normally for most people is a plenty nice temperature to take some swims. So two exceptions to the rule are basically April and October. This isn't quite winter and this isn't quite summer, it's somewhere in between. Together with March and November, normally you can find in these 4 months, March, April, October, November, you can find the best deals on Tenerife. So if you're looking at traveling on a budget, have a look specifically at these months. As long as you're traveling outside of the Easter or other holidays, you can find the best deals here. If you're not 100% sure if this is the right holiday destination for you, then do know you can have a look at this video where I cover all the holiday destinations in Tenerife. And if you already know that this is the right holiday destination for you, you can click here to go to the website, and there you can find a selection of the best hotels. And you can also instantly price compare them to see which one is the best one for you.